Perform and interpret a 12-lead ECG. Electrocardiography, ECG or EKG, to prepare the subject's skin by wiping the chest area thoroughly with skin cleansing alcohol swabs. This removes any oil that may be on the skin, which can cause a drift into the ECG signals. Once the skin is clean, feel to identify the top of your subject's sternum. Approximately 4 cm below this, there is a ridge. This identifies the second intercostal space. Feeling down, you will come across the third and fourth intercostal spaces. Apply electrodes to the chest at V1 to V6. Connect wires from V1 to V6 to the recording device. The 6 electrode wires can now be connected to your recording device. Then connect the left leg. Place the electrode slightly above the ankle. This electrode is the reference for all of the augmented leads. Finally, apply the common on the right-hand side ankle. This connects to the ground input on your recording device. Connect the limb leads to your recording device and test you are receiving the signal. Normal anatomy, physiology, and function of hepatobiliary system. The hepatic system consists of the liver and all functionally related structures like bile duct, gallbladder, hepatic artery, and portal vein. The liver is unique among the abdominal organs in having a dual blood supply, the hepatic artery and the portal vein. Terminal branches of these join to form common capillary beds, thus a mixture of venous and arterial blood bath systems. The liver cells are also known as hepatocytes. The functional units of the liver are cylindrical structures called lobules. There are approximately 50 to 1000 lobules are present in the liver. Each lobule is organized around a central vein that empties into the hepatic veins and from there into the inferior vena cava, which is a large vein that brings blood from the lower half of the body to the heart. As blood travels through the liver, there are cells called Kupffer cells or stellate sinusoidal macrophages present in the liver, which is a part of macrophages system, removes waste products such as bacteria, old and defective blood cells, and other foreign material. The breakdown of defective red blood cells results in the formation of a pigment called bilirubin. Intrahepatobiliary diseases disrupt the flow of bile through the liver, causing cholestasis, a stoppage or slowing of bile flow, and biliary cirrhosis. Cirrhosis is the end stage of chronic liver disease, when much of the functional liver tissue has been replaced by fibrous tissue. Primary biliary cirrhosis involves inflammation and scarring of small interhepatic bile ducts. portal inflammation, and the onset of progressive scarring and the destruction of liver tissue. This leads to portal hypertension and liver failure. Portal hypertension is excessively high pressure in the portal vein. It develops when resistance to blood flow into or through the liver is increased because of fibrosis and scarring of the liver. For example, due to cirrhosis, blood begins to back up, leading to venous dilation in the esophagus and the legs and even the rectum. Another symptom of cirrhosis is hepatocellular jaundice, is a discoloration of the skin, either yellow or greenish yellow, resulting from the abnormal elevation of bilirubin in concentration of blood. Hepatocellular jaundice is the type of jaundice caused by the inability of damaged liver cells to clear normal amounts of bilirubin from the blood. Bilirubin also excretes into the person's urine, turning it pale and frothy. Liver disease leads to progressive scarring and destruction of liver tissue, the final stages of which are called cirrhosis. In cirrhosis, the flow of blood and bile is obstructed, leading to portal hypertension, resulting in an ascites nutritional deficiency and hepatocellular jaundice.